Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. And now we will presentation about national language and language planning by group 7. The members are Esphi Sukaeshi, Jepri Antoni, Marfuatun Adawiyah, Novi Rokhani Atun, Rahmad Firdaus, and the last is Shandy Purwo. Okay, now I will start our presentation about national and official language. A national language. A national language is the language of a political, cultural, and social unit. It is generally developed and used as a symbol of national unity. An official language, by contrast, is simply a language which might be used for government and business. Its function is primarily utilitarian rather than symbolic. Okay, the next material will be presented by Shandy Purwo.
Official status and monetary language. Official status is a special status that given to a language in a particular country, state, or other jurisdiction. Monetary language is a language spoken by a minority of the population of a territory.
Alright everyone, now I would like to continue our presentation or our explanation. This material is about what prize a national language. You can see this slide. Well, many countries have regarded the development of a single national language as a way of symbolizing the unity of a nation. One nation, one language has been a popular and effective slogan. I think that's enough from me. Next to the presenter.
Okay, I will explain about planning for a national official language. There are generally four interrelated steps. The first, selection. Selection is choosing the variety or code to be developed. The second, codification. Codification is standardizing its structural or linguistic feature. This kind of linguistic processing is known as corpus planning. The third, elaboration. Elaboration is extending its function for use in new domains. This involves developing the necessary linguistic resources for handling new concepts and contexts. The fourth, securing its acceptance. The status of the new variety is important, and so people's attitudes to the variety being developed must be considered. Steps might be needed to enhance its prestige, for instance, and to encourage people to develop pride in the language or loyalty towards it. This is known as status planning or prestige planning.
Planning for a national official language. Tanzania, selecting a code. Tanzania faced the dilemma of which language to choose as its official national language. Choosing English for a newly independent nation seemed inappropriate. The first president of Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, chose Swahili, a language of the Bantu language family. Swahili was already the medium of primary education, and so all Tanzanians learned the language at school. Also, the 96% of Tanzanians' language are Bantu language. Like Swahili had served as the lingua franca of the Nazi-colonial political movement for independence. All those reasons made of Swahili the best option. Codifying and elaborating Swahili. The fact that Swahili was being used in primary education, and for administration mean standardization was essential. The codification involved developing a standard spelling system, as Wally was used in more and more contexts for education, administration, politics, and law. Its vocabulary was expanded to meet the demands of new contexts by borrowing freely from Arabic and English. Attitudes to Swahili. Attitudes to Swahili, the role of Swahili in unifying the people of Tanzania to work for independence, guaranteed to prestige and positive attitudes. And next, Norway. Norway is selecting a code about essential. The Norwegian government had the choice of developing a national language from standard Danish or from local Norwegian dialects. Standard Danish was not used widely from informal interaction, especially in rural Asia areas, and people's attitudes towards the language were generally at least ambivalent, if not hostile. Next, codification and elaborating. Since the late 19th century, then Norway has had Bokmål and Norse as two competing official written varieties during the first half of the 20th century. Language planner tried to bring the two closer together through continued codification effort. Next, about acceptance. Two Norwegian nationalists and socialically welcomed Norse, the Norwegian-based variety, and rejected the modified Danish alternative. Many influential, educated city dwellers did not. If Norse was to be accepted at all, government support was essential, and it was also necessary to persuade influential public figures to endorse and to use the new variety in public contents. I think that's all about planning for a national official language.
The next material is about the linguist's role in language planning. So there are two definitions about the linguists. The first is language academies, committees, and commissions are interested in language planning. And the second is individuals can be language planners, mainly sociolinguists and lexicographers. So what are the linguists' role in language planning? So the first is quantification of orthography. In linguists, quantification is the process of selecting, developing, and laying down or prescribing a model for standard language usage. And orthography is a set of convention for writing a language. It includes form of spelling, hyphenation, capitalization, word breaks, emphasis, and punctuation. In the past, the church was the main influence on the written form of unwritten languages when they translated the Bible into them. Missionaries were good linguists whose job was to produce a spelling system that reflects the pronunciation of the language. And the second is developing vocabulary. For example, the Academy of the Hebrew Language in Israel has tried
to select indigenous words where possible, but widespread usage has led them to accept lipstick and pajamas, for instance. And the third is acceptance. It's about adopting a language into their country. For example, development the English language in Malaysia. And the fourth is acquisition planning. Acquisition planning is directly related to language spread, like in the newspaper, the TV, television, and radio, like in China. For example, in Singapore, they are use a newspaper in English. And that's all from our group presentation for today, and thank you.